Hello everyone, welcome to class. This is Mathematics with Teacher Abbas and we are in word problems involving simultaneous equations. Alright, so in our previous classes, we've talked about substitution method and elimination method, which are the two common ways of solving simultaneous equations. So for today, we'll be looking at word problems involving simultaneous equations. Alright, so please, if you've not liked and subscribed, please do well to do so and also share these amazing lessons to others. Alright, so let's see what we have. Number one, 4 pens and 6 pencils cost 1,360 naira altogether. So 6 pens and 5 pencils cost 1,640 naira. Find the cost of 1 pen and 1 pencil. Alright, so let's see what we have there. Solution. Remember I said what problems we must always see how to write out what we are given. We must always give a description for every number that's given in the question. So 4 pens and 6 pencils. 4 pens and 6 pencils cost 1,360 naira altogether. So 6 pens and 5 pencils cost 1,640. Alright. Now let's see. So what that means is that we don't know the cost of 1 pen and we don't know the cost of 1 pencil. Because if we know the cost, we can find the cost of 4 pens and find the cost of 6 pencils, and then that will give us 1,360. So what we are gonna do is that we are gonna assume the value for 1 pen and 1 pencil. So we will say let the cost of 1 pen be X, and then let the cost of one pencil be Y. So let the cost of 1 pencil be Y. Alright, so we are told that 4 pens, if 1 pen is X, then 4 pens will be, that's like saying if 1 pen is 100 naira, then 4 pens will be 400 naira. That's 4 times the cost of 1 pen. So if 1 pen is X, the cost of 1 pen is X. That means the cost of 4 pens will give us 4X. So let's continue. So we have 4X plus, that's the cost of 4 pens, plus the cost of 6 pencils. One pencil is Y, and then the cost of 6 pencils will be 6Y, and that's equal to 1,360 naira. Alright, so then we go to the second statement. 6 pens and 5 pencils. 6 pens, that's 6X, plus what? Plus 5 pencils, that's plus 5Y, will give us 1,640 naira. Right, so this is the interpretation. So you can see that it's giving us a simultaneous equation, and then of course this is equation 1, equation 2. So it's, let's use elimination method. Like I said, substitution method really makes sense if we have one of the variables having a coefficient of 1. Okay, so let's see. Let's eliminate X, and of course we have 4 here and 6 here. So what do we do? The LCM of 4 and 6 will be 12. So that means we are looking at making these two numbers, the coefficient of X in the two equations, to be 12. So how do we do that? Let's see. Equation 1 times 3, and then equation 2 times 2. Please, if you have not watched the video on elimination method, please, you need to go back. That's the previous class before this, so that you can see what to do there. Alright, so let's see what we have. Alright, so equation 1 times 3 will give us 12x, then plus, remember we are multiplying everything, 18y, equal to, so this times 3, I will give us 0, and then we'll have 8, and then we'll have 0, and then we'll have 4. So we'll have 4080. Okay, so we move to the second one. Equation 2 times 2. So 6 times 2, 12. 6x times 2 is 12x, plus 5y times 2, that will be 10y, equal to 1640 times 2, That will give us 0, 8, 2, and 3. All right. So let's see. We subtract. We have same sign here. So if we subtract, what would that give us? This will give us 0. 8y, or 18y minus 10y, that will give us 8y equal to 4080. We subtract, this will give us 0, 0, and then this will give us 8. So that will be 800. Then of course, if we divide both sides by 8, divide both sides by 8. So let's go down and see what that will give us. Right. So if we continue from there, where did we stop? Our y is equal to 100. Y equal to 100. All right. So that's the value of y. Remember, y is the cost of one pencil. So let's substitute and get the value of x. So from equation 1, what would that give us? We have that 4x plus 6y is equal to 1360. All right. So that's what we got. And then let's put the value of y. 4x plus 6 brackets, what? 6 brackets 600, sorry, 6 brackets 100. Y is 100. That will give us 1360. So 4x equal to 1360 minus 600. Then our 4x equal to, that will give us 760. 760. So if we divide both sides by 4, that will give us x being equal to what? 190. 190. All right. So that's the cost of. So that means one pen costs 190 naira, and then one pencil costs how much? 100 naira. So this is how we interpret. So that was what we were asked to find. We were asked to find the cost of one pen and one pencil, and those are x and y. So one pen is 190 naira, and then one pencil is 100 naira. All right. So that's how we solve that. Let's move to number 2. Number 2 says Uche's age and Omo's age add up to 24 years. Uche's age and Omo's age add up to 24 years. All right. Let's look at this. Uche's age and Omo's age. So we don't know Uche's age, we don't know Omo's age. All right. So presently, and those are their present ages. So presently, what do we have? Let Uche's age be x, and then let Omo's age be y. All right. So we have that x plus y is equal to 24. Okay. So 6 years ago, let's see what happened 6 years ago. Don't forget, Uche is x years old presently, and Omo is y years old presently. 6 years ago, what happened 6 years ago? Uche was 3 times as old as Omo. By the way, 6 years ago, if Uche is X years old now and Omo is Y years old now, that means if you are considering your age, whatever number you are right now this year, if you are looking at 6 years ago, I believe 6 years ago would just be your present age minus 6. That would be what you get. So if you are 5 years ago, your age would be your present age minus 5. If you are 20 years old now, then that means your age maybe 3 years ago would be your present age, which is 20 minus 3, which will give you 17. So that's how we do with the age. All right. So 6 years ago, someone that is X years old, 6 years ago, Uche will be equal to what? Will be equal to the present age minus 6. And then Omo's age will be what? Omo will be present age, which is y minus 6. That's the principle. So whether it is a variable that is a present age, you follow the principle. Okay, so with these ages that we're having in 6 years ago, let's see what happened. Uche was 3 times as old as Omo. Uche was 3 times. So that's 6 years ago. Considering their ages 6 years ago, not present age. Considering their ages 6 years ago, Uche was 3 times as old as Omo. All right, so let's see. So that means Uche's age is equal to 3 times Omo's age. So what that implies is that Uche's age, which is x minus 6, is equal to 3 times, that's 3 brackets, y minus 6. All right. So what would that give us? Okay, so let's move to a new page. All right. So, and where did we stop? We stopped at x minus 6. X minus 6 equal to 3 brackets y minus 6. All right. So let's expand. X minus 6 equal to 3y minus 18, and that will give us minus 6 plus 18 equal to 3y minus 3y minus x, right? So that will give us 12 equal to 3y minus x. So we can say 3y minus x equal to 12. This is equation 2. All right. So let's put the equations together, and then from the first equation, this was our first equation. All right. So that will give us x plus y equal to 24, and then 3x minus x, or 3y minus x. Okay, we can rearrange this to give us minus x plus 3y equal to 12, right? So that will give us minus x plus 3y equal to 12. Okay, so that's what we'll get. So let's see. Let's I think we have variables here that have coefficient of 1. So we can use the substitution method. So from equation 2, let me use equation 2. Sorry. This is 1 and this is equation 2. From equation 2, what will happen? Okay, so I'll cut some steps here. Our x will be equal to 3y minus 12. Okay, so if you make x the subject of formula in equation 2, you are going to get x equal to 3y minus 12. So let's substitute x equal to 3y minus 12 into equation 1. So what would that give us? That would give us um our x plus y. Instead of x, that x will now be 3y minus 12 plus y equal to 24. That will give us 3y plus y equal to 24 plus 12. So 4y equal to what? Equal to 36, all over 4 and all over 4. So we have that our y is equal to 9. So our y at that point is equal to 9. Right, so solve to get let's solve to get our x using equation. This should be our equation 3, the formula. Okay, so x equal to 3y minus 12. So x equal to 3y minus 12, and our y is equal to 9. So x equal to 3 brackets 9 minus 12. X equal to what? X equal to 27 minus 12. So that will give us x is equal to 15. X is equal to 15. So what are we looking for in the question? We are looking for their ages, that's their present age. All right, so that is x and y. That means Uche's age equal to 15, and then Omo's age is equal to 9. All right, so let's proceed. Number 3, we have a rectangle. A rectangle. Most of these questions come in under word problems involving simultaneous equations. So the side of the rectangle below are given in centimeters. Find x and y in the area of the rectangle. In the area. Okay, find x and y and the area of the rectangle. So we have to find x. It's a 3-in-1 question. We'll find x, find y, and also find the area of the rectangle. Okay. So we need to find a way to link these expressions we are seeing together. We need to find a way to link it. And one of the properties of a rectangle is that opposite sides are equal. That's one of the properties of a rectangle. Opposite sides are equal. So you must remember that. So that means that what I'm seeing here, let me change this, that this side is the same thing as this side. So any expression here is equal to the expression here. And then this side is the same thing as this side. So this expression here is the same thing as this expression here. All right, so let's jump into that. So we have that 4x plus 3 is equal to x plus 6y. All right, so and if we work on that, that will give us 4x minus x, then minus 6y equal to minus 3. So that will make it 3x minus 6y equal to minus 3. Okay, that's equation 1. And then for the second one, we have that 4x minus y equal to 3x plus 1. And that will give us 4x minus 3x minus y equal to 1. And that will make it that will be x minus y equal to 1. So this will make it equation 2. All right, so let's put the two equations together and then we'll solve. So we have 3x minus 6y. 3x minus 6y equal to minus 3. And then we have x minus y equal to 1. Okay, so this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So what do we do? From equation 1 or from equation 2, we are using substitution method. From equation 2, what do we have? X equal to 1 plus y. So let's substitute that into equation 1. This implies 3 brackets 1 plus y minus 6y equal to minus 3. And then we have 3 plus 3y minus 6y equal to minus 3. All right, so let's see, 3y minus 6y, that will give us minus 3y equal to minus 3 minus 3. So minus 3y is equal to minus 6 all over minus 3 over minus 3. And then that will give us a y equal to 2. Okay, so if you put that into this, x equal to 1 plus y, so our x equal to 1 plus 2, and our x is equal to what? Is equal to 3. All right, so let's solve the equations let's solve the questions we are asked to find. We are asked to find x. All right, so x is equal to what? Our x is equal to 3, and then our y is equal to 2. Okay, so y is equal to 2. All right, so let's find the area of rectangle. Area of rectangle is equal to what? The formula is length times breadth. Length times breadth. Okay, so we need to find our length. We need to find our length. So what we do, remember we said that opposite sides are equal. So this is equal to this. So we'll pick only one, and then this is equal to this. So we'll pick only one and work with that. So let's see. Let's pick 4x plus 3. And of course, if you solve it properly, if you put your values of x and y, what you will get here, the answer you get here should be the same thing as the answer you get here. Let's do a quick test. My x is 3 and y is 2. So let's see, if I put x here, 4 brackets 3 plus 3, that would be 12 plus 3, which is 15. Let's see that here. 3 plus 6 brackets 2, that would be 3 plus 12, which is still 15. So have you seen that if you do it properly, you must get the same answer? Okay, so let's see. So that means let me pick 4x plus 3. My length is equal to 4x plus 3, which is equal to 4 brackets 3 plus 3, which is equal to 15. And then what is the breadth? Breadth is 3x plus 1. Breadth equals to 3x plus 1, which is equal to 3 brackets x is 3 plus 1, which is equal to 9 plus 1, and that will give us 10. All right, so area is equal to what? Is equal to 15 times 10, which that will give us 150 centimeters. We were told that the units are in cm, so our area is 150 centimeters square. So that's how we solve questions like this. So when you see shapes like this, you must note you must know the properties of the shapes that will connect the expressions together. You must know the properties of the shape. If it's a square, you must know that a square has all the sides being equal. A square has all the sides being equal. So and a rectangle has opposite sides being equal. A parallelogram has opposite sides too being equal. Alright. The rhombus has all sides being equal. So those are the principles we use to connect the expressions together, and then it will probably lead you to a simultaneous equation. All right, so let's move to activity questions. Please, you have to carefully go through the activity questions. So we have from number 1 to 4 here. To be 2 pages, so 1 to 4 here. So you carefully pause the video and go through the questions very well. All right, so if you have any questions, you can drop that in the comment section. All right, and then we move to the next one. This one from number 5 to number 8. Of course, you can see the shapes here. So you solve and then you do what you are asked to find. All right, so thank you very much for watching this video. I believe this video was very helpful. Please do well to like, subscribe, and also share these amazing videos to others. So I'll see you in the next class.